Hey guys, this is your warning. We do post up spoilers. At times we're relatively offensive. We use vulgar language. So if you think that any of those are gonna offend you in any way, shape, or form, take your step back right now. Cause buddy, this is not the place for you. Anywho, have fun listening to us, and yeah, this has been your final warning.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode of Cinematic Anarchy. We are here to present to you a wonderful podcast on the movie by Eddie Murphy and
Martin Lawrence.
Life, 1999 film. With me today I have Brother Omar.
Hello everybody. How's it
And
going?
Brother Zeph.
He's trying
Zeph.
really hard not to say the N-word right now. Not brothers and sisters. Brother. You're a brother.
Oh, good Lord. I am not trying
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, you ruined it for me.
There's a lot.
Writing Hulk Hogan's name.
There's a lot of
I don't have Paula Dean or Hulk Hogan or any of that shit in my system. I am not a Trump supporter.
Just because you say the word nigga doesn't mean that you're a Trump supporter. Let's get that fact, okay?
I'm sure they say that a lot.
Maybe they use the ER version, definitely.
All right. Well, I think that is a record. We've gotten less than a minute into the podcast, and already Zeph has said something highly offensive.
It's not offensive.
Well,
You're offended all the Trump supporters that listen to us. We're supposed to get into politics.
Okay.
I just said nigga.
Okay, I'll give you that. Now, that being said,
I am predominantly white.
you are well today. You're
Predominantly.
I'm looking at you. You've been out in the sun too much today. You're predominantly red.
Yeah.
That's about it. You burned yourself to a crisp out of the camp.
Zeph the shrimp.
The camp by the pool.
Zeph the shrimp.
If there's a pool at what you're calling the campsite, you're not fucking camping.
That's what I said.
If there's a lake, if there's a pond, you might be camping. If there's a pool, you're at some sort of wooded resort. At best, you might be at a day camp for kids that go to camp.
You didn't have to dig a hole or anything?
What do you mean, the shit?
Yeah.
Well, of course I didn't.
You weren't camping.
You weren't camping.
I understand.
No. If you didn't have to bury your shit, you're not camping.
See?
Alright.
Stop ruining my vacation. You're not my supervisor.
Do you have a supervisor right now?
I don't have a supervisor, and you're definitely not him.
Okay.
I'd probably hear him.
I am not the supervisor you currently don't have.
Yes.
Okay. So, we're actually supposed to be talking about the movie Life, which we just watched a few moments before we started up this little podcast of ours. Alright, so let's go around. First impressions for everyone.
This is a great movie. I absolutely love the movie. I mean, it took a lot of... Okay, so it takes a lot... It shows a lot of what was wrong back in that time, where, like, you know, even in the court system, you know, it was kind of just like, okay, like, so they have the sheriff who actually did the initial murder, and he's just like, we just happened to find two black guys standing over a dead body. Now, you know what I mean? So then he gets away, I can't say scar-free.
Scot-free.
Scot-free, not scar-free.
So, but you know, it shows like all those problems. But I liked is like how they were at the camp for so long,
Right.
that
Yeah.
like they end up like becoming like part of it. Like, you know, like they're like a piece of furniture there essentially towards the end.
They become part of them, and the camp became part of each other basically. Like most people that were in there doing Life. It was a great movie when I saw it. It was an even better movie now that I've seen it, like, as I'm more mature. I saw it around the time it came out, like a year after it came out, I saw it and I loved it. It was funny, but now it has a deeper meaning because you have more of a conscience as a grown-up, basically.
And today would be my first day having seen this movie. So, that being said, I've seen a lot of Eddie Murphy films. A lot. More than I probably should have. I constantly get down on myself about how many movies I've watched in my lifetime. You go down on yourself,
Chris?
Yes, I actually had those ribs removed, and I go down on myself.
It's a myth.
It's a myth? No, it's called yoga.
Shout out to Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy doesn't need to bend down.
But he did that, though. For real.
The hedgehog?
I don't know.
The hedgehog got on his own hedgehog?
That's how they call that? That's what they call that? Well, he did say, yeah,
he is the hedgehog.
He said, yeah, I did that.
With the tummy and everything, he was the hedgehog long before Sonic was the hedgehog.
Yeah, but like,
well,
hedgehogs can curl up in a ball.
Well, he hedgehogged himself.
Is that what the sexual position is called, Chris? And why do you know that?
That would be self-fellatio, self-69, I guess.
Self-69? That's even more wrong.
Call it the infinity
Technically,
war.
it's called a 15 because you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah, true. It is the 15.
You put the 6 and the 9 together, it's all you. Just 15.
Yeah, it's the 15. That's the name of it.
So that's what we're going to call that from now on. We're going to call it the 15.
The new sexual position.
Of all Eddie Murphy's movies that I've seen a few. I've seen a lot. Probably not as many as you. And probably not as many as I should, because there were a few movies that I didn't know about that we were talking later before we came on the podcast. But to me, that's one of my favorite. I really liked it because, like Zeph said, it depicted what was wrong in that time period, and what was the mentality of the people back then.
Right, it was definitely very socially self-aware, especially for a movie that took place in the 30s. They went through the whole prohibition aspect of everything, and they were talking about segregation and how white folks treated black folks back then.
Imagine in the 30s, where probably in the city was already bad enough, these two city boys go down country to pick up some liquor, some bootleg liquor during Prohibition time.
Rum.
But they even show, like, in New York, it was a lot more tolerable.
There was a lot of things that were more tolerable.
So when they first go down to that first rest stop on the way down to go get the liquor, he's like, I want some pie. You know what I mean? And they're like, no coloreds allowed. Get out.
This is whites only pie.
Yeah.
He's like, how much money is it going to take to make those whites only pie a Negro pie?
Yep. When she pulls the shotgun, you don't get out of here right now. I'm going to make a Negro pie.
Just like the distance from New York City to the South. You know what I mean? Like, there was such a difference. Like, he had no idea. Yeah, like, he knew. Like, yeah, maybe they're a little racist, but like, whatever.
Yeah,
but they're like, no, you're getting out.
No, sir. I've driven to the South, and I know still to this day, you feel it. Actually, you guys, as white people, we three together go down to certain places, and you guys gonna feel it just because you're with me.
I'd feel it just because.
Can I tell you?
Yep.
I had an incident. Now, mind you, this is just two white boys down in Georgia.
Oh, he done lynched someone.
Oh, fuck, dude. No fucking way.
Never that.
So I said two white boys down in Georgia. I didn't say we were two white boys down in Georgia.
But you done started this podcast like you were two of them white boys.
I regret every day is that accent I dragged back up here with me. So me and my foster brother, Mike, we first landed down there. I told you we crash landed down there. Being in Georgia initially was an accident. We were going on to Florida. But,
your spaceship broke?
We went looking for work down there. And the first day we're looking for work, we're walking along the side of the roadway. Two cops pulled us over. Now I'm sitting here with tie, khakis. I got the pinstripe shirt on. Now my brother, on the other hand, he could not get rid of those baggy pants with the big wide legs, and they had me step aside, and they are patting him down left and right like he was some kind of a little white drug dealer boy. And you got anything sharp on you should know about? You got any pills? Got any coke? And he's talking to him, and I'm like sitting here, and for a moment I'm like insulted. Like, am I like non-threatening? And I mean, you've met me. I'm non-threatening,
but still.
So
you like, what the hell? What I look like? You fucking Twinkie over here?
I'm about as threatening as a Twinkie.
Yeah, but that you felt that then.
So the moral of the story is
That you kidnapped this other guy,
right? Well, I think he thought that. I think this guy may have thought that this was my dealer or something.
Yeah.
Like he was dealing me drugs or something. I don't know.
Moral of the story is if you are ever transporting drugs from the north to the south, have one person wear baggy clothing and the other one dresses as Jehovah.
Carry the drugs.
And the Jehovah
the Jehovah carries the drugs.
Jehovah.
They're just going to focus all their attention on the baggy clothes wearing individual.
Yeah, they don't care. You probably could have had the drugs and the weapons for all they knew. But they didn't even talk to you.
No, they didn't say a thing to me.
They probably just went to you. This guy kidnapped you. Please tell him the truth. He can hurt you no
I
more.
felt bad for my brother. he was bent over the hood of a police car, and this cop was like, he was feeling things he probably shouldn't have felt. Like, my brother could have said something. You see patting the crotch, trying to find...
Yeah.
No, crotch on crotch.
Well, I mean, you gotta let a man have a good time, too. Shit.
Right, yeah.
I mean...
Who am I to deny the cop a good time, I guess?
I mean, yeah, like, why would you?
Their city is broke. They can't afford to take a woman out on a date.
Yeah.
All right. Hold up. We got way off track here. Way off track.
Well, life.
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah, we watched Life. We're talking about life.
No, but there was a lot of good points with this movie. You know?
Very good.
It was funny. It wasn't too funny. It wasn't the funniest movie I've ever seen.
No.
But it's hard to make a comedy out of what happened to them. You know what I mean? Essentially, they get accused for a murder that they definitely had nothing to do with.
Right.
They're both down on their luck. You have one who's kind of up on his luck. He has a nice, pretty girl. He's about to start as a bank teller, as Martin Lawrence's character. Then you have the other one. He's just
definitely a con man.
A petty criminal.
Yeah,
I'd pet him as more of a con man than a petty criminal.
Yeah,
a pickpocket.
He was one of those guys that seems to he can con you right to your face.
He was a petty thief.
Yeah,
a pickpocket.
My
he
favorite
his
scene.
way out of trouble.
My favorite scene is when he's like, "Oh, you got some of that cologne over there," and he gets the cologne and he takes the money out of his tip jar and he puts the money right back into his tip jar
to tip the guy. There you go.
Yeah, making it look like he's that ballin', like cool, like yeah, I got money. Yeah, I got this.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure the guy appreciated that shit a lot too.
So, other than Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy's performance in that movie, I think probably the best performance, as far as I'm concerned, in the movie was Bernie Mac.
Jangle.
I mean, are we talking best performance? I mean, I'm
talking outside.
A standout performance. He did. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. Wherever you are,
well, there were a couple of guys that were more mouthy, had more lines, but I liked his performance.
There was Biscuit. I like Biscuit's character.
Yeah, Biscuit was something else.
Biscuit, he's been in prison. He's been in prison for years. He becomes a homosexual, and they give him his release papers.
Now, yeah, that was sad, and that was real.
So like it came to the point. He's like, where am I gonna go?
Like, I can't go back to concerned about his mother seeing him like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like when you first get out of prison.
But if you think about it,
except for that family you had.
Yeah.
You also got to think about the time frame. So he was gay in the 30s,
and black.
Yeah.
By that time it was into the 40s. It was late into the 40s. But either way,
it's true.
But either way, like with his character, like you know what I mean. Like he went from. He's like, there's nothing I can do. Like, how am I supposed to go to my mom? And Eddie Murphy's like, your mom's gonna love you no matter what. That's your mom. And he just beelines it for the what they call the gun line, which is a bunch of shacks. And if you pass the line, they shoot you.
Yeah, he just runs it.
He was not fast
committed
enough.
Suicide. No, that was to commit suicide.
That was a suicide. Suicide. That's what you call suicide by cop. In this case, suicide by prison guard.
Yeah.
But all he had to do was take off that bandana to go to his mom.
Yeah, I mean, but
I think it was more about him being honest with himself.
Yeah, like
it's hard to hide it.
Yeah, he accepted who he was.
He probably was gay when he got there, but he was able to hide it before then. It's hard to hide it when you've been public and out about it.
But now you're going to be in jail, leaving prison. You know what I mean? Like you have to pretend to be somebody who you're not. So it's like it's his own personal jail. But I feel like he played that part very well.
He's very good.
Which is why, like, I had to ask. I was like, is he like an actual homosexual? Because he's played quite a few, trans lines. Like
He did.
I wouldn't
Joanna
say.
Man.
I wouldn't say trans. I want to say just cross-dresser.
Yeah, he has cross-dressing in a few movies. He have played
this was
junkies.
Miguel A. Nunez Jr.
Yep,
Right.
he has done some very serious, very complex roles though in his career. I consider him a pretty good actor, and he's very funny as a comedic actor.
No,
So can take that from him.
okay. So I mean, did you have anybody in particular you liked stand out outside of Eddie Murphy and?
Well, I like Django. Like I love Django. Like Bernie Mac was always one of my favorite comedians when he was alive. Rest in peace. And also, I enjoyed that Bokeem Woodbine was a fairly new actor, I think, back then. But he did a good job playing somebody with some mental disabilities called Can't Get Right.
Can't Get Right. Yep. All right. I think that that whole storyline, they were talking about the Negro Leagues and everything, and they were trying to get out of prison, basically using Can't Get Right as their ticket out.
Yeah, because it
Can't
was,
Get Right had the best time in prison.
Yeah, the best time anybody ever had in prison was in any prison movie. Probably was Can't Get Right.
So we got a deaf. No, I'm sorry. We just have a mute. He's a mute, and
Who can play baseball, and he got with the warden's or the superintendent's daughter.
the superintendent's daughter, and just
It's a little strange, the progression of the movie, like the prison part, because it went from being sort of like a strict rock-breaking prison, and then you get about halfway through the movie, and they're partying left and right. They're fucking grilling things up, and I'm like,
well, the grilling.
The grilling came about because they won the game.
They won the baseball game.
They said it before they played. You know, if we win this game, we get the pig roast. Whatever.
Yeah, he goes, I want that pig roast. Camp 12 always gets that pig roast.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
You know, but then they finally got Can't Do Right.
can't do right.
Can't get right.
Can't get right.
right.
Can't get right. And he's
It's
just
not Dudley Do Right here.
he's just the absolute greatest baseball player ever.
He's Hank Aaron in prison.
Pretty much.
So you know, but he had the best time.
Oh yeah, no, he had it good. You folks should watch the movie. Very strong message to the movie, especially with this current social political climate that we live in.
You know,
Great movie though.
What
Very funny. Not the funniest. Just I agree with Zeph. Not the funniest movie. But it's also it had a lot of moments. As it was a film that was meant to be a comedy. It is funny in essence. I'm sure we've all seen funnier, but it's a movie worth watching if you want to get a laugh, and it's a very strong message to it.
Okay.
So one thing that I really like that I personally all right, so the whole prison aspect of it, how at first, like, you know, they kind of felt like they were outcasts and they had to defend themselves, and then towards, you know, like right after, you know, Eddie Murphy's character actually defends himself, he becomes they start like seeing him as a brother.
Yeah, he gets respect out of that. He got his ass beat, but they took him in.
But as the years go on, these people spend all their time together. They build like a brotherhood then.
Yeah, it's a bond. It's a bond.
So it's like, so even bringing that into the modern prison system, these people are building brotherhoods with themselves. They leave and they have nothing. Where do they turn to?
Yeah.
To the brothers that they had that might be a little bit more well off than they do. And what do? They turn themselves right back into the crime.
It's usually how it goes, unfortunately.
You know, that it's just like how shitty the prison systems are.
Yeah.
America.
Well, back then the prison systems were barely, like I was saying, camps.
Yeah, there were camps.
They weren't actual prisons.
They said run. Go ahead, run.
We got you. We get you all the way from here.
They made it all the way to what did they say? They made it all the way to somewhere. But over the course of how many years did they spend in there? Over 65 years of being
65 years.
wrongfully accused of a crime.
Yep.
So glad that Mr. Pike showed up.
Yeah, Mr. Pike showed up and he was basically put
He didn't
there.
get away scot-free. He got his in the end.
It's like,
Yeah,
that's
karma
a
got him.
That's a nice watch.
Yeah.
No, but I like how it came back to that watch.
Yeah, because that was very dear to him.
Yeah, but they checked the body for the watch. He's like, I want my watch back. Because initially he got conned in the first place. So he's looking for his watch. He doesn't have it. And that's how they pieced the two together. Like,
right.
Wow, Mr. Pike was the guy who killed him. And you have like the greatest superintendent ever who realizes that these two never committed a crime. And he ends up shooting Mr. Pike.
Right, and he's talking about, well, you guys got years of free labor out of these two. So I think it washes out in the end.
I think that's why the guy kind of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He covered it up.
Well, that he
the
realized...
new superintendent, played by Ned Beatty, sorry.
But that's what he realized. So, Martin Lawrence's character, he's talking to him, and they're getting along, and they're talking about... he shows Martin Lawrence's character, Claude, a pamphlet for a retirement home. And he's like, oh, that's definitely looks like a nice home. It's better than anything I have here. And, the superintendent feels bad. And he's like,
I didn't mean to be rude.
I didn't mean to be rude. And he's like, he's like, honestly, 30 years is so long for even for murder. 45 years is even long for even for murder.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, especially when you're innocent. And he goes, well, half the people in here claim that they're innocent. And he goes, forgive me if I don't laugh. You know what I mean?
Right.
The guy said, half the prisoners say they're innocent. Isn't that funny? He said, well, forgive me if I don't laugh.
Yeah, because in that kind, I feel like that kind of set in with the superintendent himself too.
Yeah, that was the moment because he was thinking from then on. And
then boom, just a couple scenes later,
right.
Mr. Pike.
Karma has a way of showing itself.
I mean, it just sucks that he died on the shitter.
Yo.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I'm gonna make sure you get your pardon papers in the morning. Like, I'm not your boss anymore.
Yeah,
and then, boom.
Dead.
Yeah, he felt shitty.
That's karma there, too. I don't know if that was karma for them.
Oh, for him? Or, he died in the shitter.
He died like the king, baby.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Sitting on the throne.
I'm gonna tell you this. If I was to die anyway, it could be sleeping or like that. I'll be fine. I'll be content. I'll go content.
I don't know.
Because there's like 6 million ways to die.
Yeah,
if I could get one of those two, I'll go okay.
Sitting on the toilet. Like, it's going to take a minute for the antidote to kick in. It's going to take a minute and you're shitting your brains out dead.
And when I go up to pearly gates, the guy's going to tell me, yo, couldn't you at least wipe your ass before you came in here? What the fuck?
I told you that story, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sorry, God, I tried to hold on, but I had to go.
Did we do that on air a few weeks, like one of the first podcasts we did? We mentioned
I think
that
was
on there.
mentioned, at least the antidote part.
Memorable shit mentions.
My neighbors like to fuck with people. Okay, so, any scenes in particular that stood out for you?
There were a few. I like the scene when the guy was telling the story. They all knew it was not true. But they were still so entertained by the story, they were pretty much heckling the other guy for interrupting him. Wait, let's tell the story.
Right,
and
like,
what would I be doing?
Okay, so that's the bunk scene where Eddie Murphy's telling them about the club and they're all in
the boom boom room.
there, the boom boom room.
Because it's a place that he claims to have that is in the development stages, but it's just in his head. And he did say that it's in his head. He wasn't lying about it. But the way they were talking about it, just to keep themselves entertained, gives you an idea of how it probably is in certain situations.
Like, you have nothing. And he gave them a party, just so they're all sitting there.
I noticed.
Sitting
Exactly.
down in their bunk beds.
Yeah, that's valuable.
I noticed that backdrop that they had in the background behind Eddie Murphy in that scene, where they when you first see Eddie Murphy, that same backdrop they used in The Great Gatsby behind Leo.
Probably used it in the Cotton Club, too.
More than likely.
But it was cool. It was cool because they remember... They were imagining. In their imagination, they were there. And he was telling me, somebody got to watch the door. You're going to be at the tables gambling. You're going to have a great steak. You're going to be singing with the band.
My Lord, somebody's got to work here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so basically he's giving people jobs at his place. Basically...
What they're into.
Giving them their imagination. And it was... To me, that was a great scene because there was bonding of just telling stories for their imagination to keep themselves mentally out of that horrible place that we're in.
Right. The Boom Boom Room became their own personal mind room, we'll call it.
Right.
No, that actually was my favorite scene, and I'm mad that you said it because now I have to think of my second favorite scene.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll go with mine.
I got dibs.
No, I already got my
I have
second
two
scene.
scenes in mind.
Uh-huh.
The
Did not
first
say
scene
one
that I
of
had in
mine.
mind was a scene where they're all sitting around, and they're asking, "Hey, can you read?" No, I can't read. You can't read? You've been here how many years? Well, okay. They get Eddie Murphy to read this guy's letter, and he's just reading up, well, your sister died. And which sister? This, Jenny died. Oh, wait, no. And then Milena died, too. And just going through the whole line, like his entire family had just died. But now the dog's still there, and somebody's taking care of it. But it has worms. It may not live.
What's the worms of cure?
And then he said, "Can I read anybody else need me to read something?" No. Everybody was cool. They didn't want him to read.
That was definitely a good scene. I like that.
Yeah.
I'd say my second favorite scene, I had two, like I said. My second favorite scene is the lineup. The lineup when the superintendent comes out.
Now I have to think of a third scene.
With the baby.
I'm the daddy. I'm the daddy. And then Bernie Mac steps up. I'm the pappy.
I the pappy.
I'm the pappy.
And everybody starts laughing. No, thanks.
And
No,
then they
you
all
should
just
have
break down laughing.
just said one scene and gave me the opportunity to have mine because you took mine, and then you took mine on the second scene.
All I gotta say is that superintendent was dumb as shit. Because the second he's going down the line, holding the baby up to everybody, holding the baby up to everybody, the second he holds that baby up to
the
they
daddy.
can't get right, his daughter, "Daddy, can you just give me my baby back now?" Immediately.
And then as they're leaving, they're waving at each other.
Yeah, she
You know what
was
I mean?
in love with him.
He's in reverse, looking backwards, looking right at her in the back seat, and she's waving at somebody, and he's waving back like, "You're the daddy."
Like,
Yeah.
We don't need Maury for that.
Yeah,
shit.
he was dumb as a bag of rocks.
1 and 1 equals apparently fucking stupid. He didn't get it. He
No.
didn't understand. He wasn't piecing anything together.
I see her going to Pittsburgh to catch his baseball games. Because he get his pardon papers.
And get that baseball money now.
Because there were rumors floating around because this guy could hit a ball like a cannon. He's a good, they play baseball and he's a good hit. He's an excellent hitter. So
With
scouts
the tutelage
for the Negro League.
of Claude and Ray.
Yeah, he had the tutelage of Claude and Ray, of course. But then a scout for the Negro League come by and, they hear about this kid. And they get him a pardon. They get him out of jail. A Negro League pro baseball team. So he leaves after the whole incident with the child. So I can see the wife going to see him in Pittsburgh.
No, but
Well, they were traveling teams. Probably when he came to wherever they went to after that.
yeah, that's my baby. I guess now that I'm down to this scene, that'd have to be when Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence are arguing. That's when they took the 35-year gap, X amount of year gap of not talking. And he's like, no, there's a plane over here. And he's like, we can get to it. How hard is it to fly a plane? And he's like, you're not going there. I'm not going anywhere with you. Fuck you, blah, blah, blah. He makes it all the way to the plane, and he's flying over the prison camp, and everyone's like, yeah!
See you in New York!
And he crashes into the backfield over there.
He yelled at us, see you in New York City!
The fact that he walked away with nothing but soot, that was a little unbelievable. The thing exploded.
Yeah.
Unless he bailed out mid-explosion, maybe he might have lived. But no, the biplane blew up. He would have been dead.
A great scene on this movie that I really liked.
Okay.
Of course, this is a spoilers podcast, right?
Well, everything we've been doing has been spoiling the movie. If you haven't seen a movie from 1999 yet, do remember, we tell you at the beginning of this podcast, this is a spoiler podcast. If you are still listening, this is your own fucking fault. Sorry.
After they've been in jail for so long, this guy comes up with a plan, and they're in that infirmary because they're really super old. They set that shit on fire, and that's how I guess they stole some bodies from the morgue and left, and basically in the middle of the fire, I guess Claude left the body over there, and then Ray went in to save him. Ray is the character that Eddie Murphy plays, and then they just disappeared, and everybody thought the bodies was them.
Which to me, like, what I kind of like. So he never got the plan from him. They went their own separate ways. He's like, I got a plan. I got a plan. I got a plan. So Martin Lawrence's character must have gotten 2 bodies. Brought it in there, kind of knowing that he would run in to save him. You know what I mean? Because like they all ran out. If it was part of the plan, they both could have technically just stayed in there. Instead, he ran out of the building.
Right.
Realized Claude was still in there.
He realized like, Claude wasn't around.
No, I gotta go get him. like he would have rather die than have his friend, you know, than be without his friend.
Eddie Murphy always thought of Claude as his friend. Even though Claude spent a good portion of time just hating him.
Even though he saved his life.
Right.
He pretty much saved his life. It's true, because he was getting dunked into some water, rot-infested water.
That was some BS. Like that whole speech where he's telling him, "I regret the day that I met you. If I hadn't met you, my life would be so much better." When the reality is, you would have gone into that bathroom after spilling something on yourself. They would have dumped your ass, and you would have been dead.
Yeah, because
the only reason you're alive is because
even if they didn't take his wallet,
you got to understand that this guy was selfish from the beginning.
The
so
people took his money.
Yeah, they took it.
Like the loan sharks came in and took his money.
Yeah.
So even if he didn't meet him, you know what I mean? Even if they didn't run into each other in the bathroom,
right?
He would have been moneyless. They would have actually
wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Right.
Yeah, these people. You can understand. Selfish people are ungrateful because they think anything they get from somebody else, no matter how big of a favor it is, they deserved it. So why should I thank you? And that's basically that character's personality. Usually, people that have had it too easy in life are like that.
So all right, this is one of my favorite scenes in this one. So he's talking about Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy's character Ray, and he's like, you're so irresponsible, blah blah blah. And he's like, all right, here, take the $2. This $2 is for gas. You stay here. I'm gonna go over here. You know what I mean? The $2 got him all the way back. And he's sitting there, and he's sitting at the bar, and he's just like, I need to keep an eye on you. So he's sitting there. And a prostitute comes up to him, starts like,
okay, first of all, he did not know it was a prostitute. He was so naive, he literally believed every word this girl said.
Well, Ray knew. Ray knew
right off the bat.
But,
so, well, you were over there busy.
He couldn't even remember his own name when he met this girl. He fell head over heels.
He was... I think he was focused about chest level. That's about it.
He's like, my
name is the C.
Yeah, no, it begins with the C.
Listen,
Mr. C.
There are some women in life that you will meet, whether they're good women or bad. There's gonna be women in life that you meet that will make you forget anything at that moment, and at that moment, nothing else happens but that person looking at you.
And this has been the philosophical moment by our good friend Omar.
It happens.
Who has been in that place?
Oh, I've been in that place.
We all have.
I was engaged twice before I got married, so I've been in that place more times than I really care to tell people. But I tell people all the time, so who am I bullshitting?
No, but essentially with that scene though, like they go leave, and he's like, you still got that $2, and he's like, well, you see what had happened was. And it's like, so in all reality, you knew he was irresponsible, gonna ruin all the money, even though he would have won and he got hustled out of it.
Yeah.
Or
he was also pissed about how they cheated him too.
Right.
So he got cheated out of. He started gambling at this place, at this juke joint, whatever, and he lost all the money that they had with them.
And he was so confident that he put up his dad's watch.
Yeah. He knew he had a good game. And then he noticed, and then he went out looking for this man who cheated them, and the guy was dead. The guy who took his dad's watch. And they get accused for the murder and get put away for life.
Because they are conveniently standing over the body.
And white.
So,
well, the people's are white.
Well, the police officers were white.
You're white!
I am white.
Well, yeah, there's that.
I mean, I'm white too, but it's okay. I felt attacked.
I'm white. I'm white. No, you're red. Actually, you're red.
I'm turning brown.
You're very tan. Your face is like beet red, and then your arms are really tan.
Mm-hmm. My face will go back.
You might get asked for papers.
See,
Pedro.
Tu baño.
They could send you to Mexico for free, though.
Yeah, right? I need
However,
another vacation.
The trip back might be difficult.
No. All he has to do is get his mom to come down and get him when he's done getting drunk.
Mom, I need my papers. I need to come back.
Yeah.
All right. Any other? Sigh.
Listen, Mr. Trump, I'm a white man.
I can't prove that I'm white.
I can. DNA test me.
Yeah. Well, my people were not exactly well loved when this country first started either. However, I did not get the shit end of the stick.
No. Eventually, things came out a little well for your people.
Bar the Irish.
You know,
but yeah, it was bad, and that movie reflects a lot of the things that were bad in the 30s, then the 40s. A lot of things were happening by the 70s, but
when they saw all the
you already know how this is. You already know how it goes. This is America, and fast forward to today. Nothing really changed. People were just more quiet about it.
Well, no, a lot. You can't say that. A lot has changed because honestly, like even one of the scenes that I liked in this is Martin Lawrence when they first pick up Mr. Pike. Martin Lawrence's character Claude, he's driving the superintendent's car to the city or the local town or whatever. And he sees like blacks and whites and everybody coming off the bus, like
Coming off the same bus
they were all hippies
at the same time.
Yeah, but they all were interacting with each other. There were some that were whites that were married to black. Well, maybe not married because they were hippies.
But they saw them together.
Yeah, exactly. Like they were integrated.
What, hippies don't get married? What are you talking about?
Like the gentleman with the ice cream truck and the
years
young lady
later
that was
for
standing with all the other
financial
kids. And
Yeah, there was things that he was seeing that things had changed. He was not sure how to feel about that. It's how I saw it, how it struck me.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing, but then again, if you're used to something, you're used to something, I guess. But he at the end of the day, he went through with his plan, brought it to fruition, and it was fun to see because it ends with them at a Yankees game.
that was an interesting little argument at the end there.
And they were arguing about the game. Still, they probably died arguing.
Which one's the Yankees? That one's the Yankee. Right there, the one that's on the mound.
Well, the thing is like Ray didn't really know too much about baseball. It was Claude who brought in his expertise.
Yeah, he was the baseball guy.
Okay. Do we run out of something to say
I
there?
thought you were going to say something.
I mean, jump in and
I wasn't looking up.
Jump in, the water's great.
Get
My
off
dog
your
is-
phone.
My dog is currently under the door over here whimpering. I'm hoping to prevent having to get up and stop everything and going out
You
there.
were perfectly fine. Now,
You're
now
good,
you
you're
just
good.
explain to them that there's a dog. They wouldn't have cared.
All in all, if you haven't seen that movie, see it. It's a great movie, I think, with a very strong message to it, in my opinion.
And a strong message for a comedy.
Exactly.
It had a lot of funny moments, but it was still a comedy. Yeah, I mean, it still had that extra
strong message.
But I guess it's our frame of mind. You kind of have to see the message to really get
Yeah.
it.
I really feel like that message is even more important to remember right now with our current political climate.
Oh,
Stop!
yes.
We're not talking about politics. We are not talking about politics.
But we are.
We are not. We're not talking about politics.
I am not talking about politics.
You
I'm
just
just
brought up
talking
politics.
about the reign of bullshit that just happens on a daily basis. I'm done.
Yeah. It's true. I mean,
It has nothing to do with our current president. We as a people suck.
it has nothing to... Okay.
So we initially
Okay.
we initially added this to our list because it only had about a 50% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I honestly think this is a much better movie than what they're rating it.
Well,
Yeah, me too.
Mr. Church has a 24 rating.
True.
I have yet to see that one. Again,
So,
I have
I
not
feel
watched
like-
Mr. Church yet.
I
I know
feel
you're
like
trying
we
to get
should
us
watch
to.
it. I feel like we should watch it.
You said you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
I seen the trailers of it. It looks good. Most comedians do very good on serious roles when they get them.
But you have people... I don't want to talk too much
Because
about
most
it.
comedians understand pain.
But
Yeah. I believe a lot of humor comes from sadness.
you have...
So possibly that's the reason.
You have Robin Williams, who was great on like any aspect of it. Funny. He could do serious roles.
He even played a serial
voiceover-
killer.
Right. So you have him.
Insomnia.
Yeah, that was an amazing movie.
You
Made him
have
sleep easy.
people like Eddie Murphy, who kind of got screencasted into what they are, and he tried 1,000 words.
Right. Which still had comedic aspects to it.
But even so, like, you know, it was supposed to also be a serious role in the end. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, be careful.
It had comedic aspects, just like, say, Jim Carrey in The Majestic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was still a very serious movie, but there were comedic bits to it.
Right. And then, you know, you have this new one, which is Mr. Church, which I highly recommend to everybody, which also deals with a little bit of racism in the beginning. But ends out, you know, like, that's family. It doesn't matter the skin color, anything like that. Family is family.
Yeah, it's true. It shouldn't matter.
I kind of wish this movie did have a little bit more of a white cast in the prison system.
You know, when you're tapping around, we can hear that up here.
I know. I'm sorry, folks.
You don't got to point out everything, Chris.
That's what I do.
That was my Tourette's acting up. I just felt like I had to see how it felt when I tapped that.
I talk about shit that I absolutely have no right talking about on the fucking podcast.
No,
there's a dog at the door. Nobody heard the dog.
I heard the dog. It bothered me.
Nobody.
I love the dog, don't get me wrong, but if it's trying to burrow under my door through the carpet, that bothers me a little bit.
Omar barely tapping his foot.
A special shout out to those like Chris who might be probably pausing the podcast and turning this all the way up to hear the dog doing what he said the dog was doing.
I hear a dog.
At this point, we're about 40 minutes into the podcast, and I'm just going to say this. If anybody has sat down and actually taken the time to listen to our podcast, we are probably the most unpolished podcast I have ever heard. And it's not that it's a bad thing. I like us being unpolished.
I love the unpolished.
I like a little bit of real life sneaking into the podcast on
Chris,
occasion.
you're out.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You and me, we're just gonna...
Yep.
Fuck you guys. I'll take my equipment now. No, am I kidding? He's got
equipment. I got a headphone jack for my phone.
You guys, just screw you, Chris.
He said he's gonna take his equipment, but we're at his home. When are you gonna take your equipment?
I'm gonna go sit in the corner over there with my equipment and just cry into the microphone.
No, it's over. It's over.
In all reality,
Mommy, they don't like me.
In all reality, though, big shout out to Chris Murray for bringing us all together to do this. I love everything we do about it. I hope some of our listeners do.
Yeah.
We'd never kick him out. If anything, I'm the one getting kicked out, and that's because I'm going to say something that's going to receive a letter, which I'm waiting for.
And if you are listening and you love movies, we are looking for guests to feed into this podcast on occasion as well. Drop by Anchor.com. Drop into our little page there through Anchor, and you can leave us a message.
Is that where our website is?
So, our website will actually have the tag, so it'll have the URL to be able to go over to Anchor and bring that up. And they can go there and they can actually leave us messages telling us what they like, telling us that they'd love to be part of the podcast. Tell us what you love watching, and if you love absolute shit movies, we love you.
Well, you heard that, motherfuckers. We're getting a website. We're coming up in the world, baby.
And if you want to ever prank your friends, go to me@spin.com and enjoy.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Don't check it out. Have your friends check it out.
No, don't.
That's a prank, guys. That is a prank website. It's not gonna crash your phone. You're just gonna.
It's not gonna give anybody's computer AIDS.
You're just gonna see something you don't want to see.
Me@spin.com.
Wow.
Hey, think about that. Just put those words together and play it out in your head.
Stop ruining this for them. Stop ruining it for them.
And the look of realization on Omar's face. Okay, I love it.
Now I'm not curious anymore.
He was gonna go home and check it out. You ruined it, Chris.
Dead ass. I was gonna go home and check it out. Now I don't wanna.
Babe, check out this site.
Let's go see this.
We still got one more podcaster we can trick.
Oh. That'll be a little bit.
Unless she
will never come over again.
No, I feel like she's there with us.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, she's fishing for the long haul.
If we were to just be like, hey, check out a picture of my dick, yeah, she'd hate it. But if we like, check out this website and we showed how to do
she will probably crack up.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Nico. Not here with us tonight. We'll miss you. See you soon at the podcast. We'll be all the crew, the whole gang together here.
She'll be back together with us this weekend.
Good.
So, and she is
They're
in it.
great.
Just as we well know, you've heard a couple of podcasts where it's just me and somebody else, or it's just two of us, or it's just three of us, and sometimes we all can't get together. Schedules don't exactly match up.
Yeah, and we make it messy.
That is also why we're looking for guests. That way, we end up in a two-person situation. We might be able to call from somebody in left field and say, "Hey, you want to come down here and shoot the shit and start a podcast up with us and go and watch a few shitty-ass movies?" This one was not really shitty. It was originally filmed on a budget of $80 million, and they came in just shy, I want to say about $7 million shy of meeting the budget. So they didn't make any money off of the film, but they certainly didn't lose a whole shit.
No,
Shit
it
load.
wasn't a huge loss.
It's not like they spent $80 million on it and got back 10, you know.
I could say definitely, I'm not sure what went wrong there. Probably bad promotion. Who knows? But it is a good movie.
Well, it's considered a cult classic, so it has a cult following among the African American community after the release. When it came out on Blu-ray and DVD,
Yeah.
It's just got a massive cult following now.
Well, a lot of people, people from the hood, not necessarily only African Americans, but us, Hispanics. A lot of people from the hood remember it, that identified and loved the movie because it's a piece of culture. I would say prison culture. I knew people that had been in prison, that knew people that had been in prison since forever, and they could tell you like that was kind of the shit you will see.
Over here, I think Zeph
Yeah, I'm
has something
holding
to
up my
say.
40,
He's
sitting there trying to tell me
40 of malt liquor.
You called me ghetto earlier because I'm drinking my 40 of malt
Is that a
liquor.
Cobra?
Not ghetto. You're ghetto circa 1992 with that 40. I don't drink 40s no more. Well,
You need
I've been
one
drinking
more
up
and some
that one.
duct tape. One
Edward
more and some
40
duct tape.
hands.
Edward 40 hands.
I always wanted to do that for Halloween, but I pee too much.
So all you need is a catheter.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, if you want to go all the way with it, you pee too much. Just
No,
catheter,
no, just
strap the
use
back
one
to your
hand.
leg.
Use
The
it.
Edward 40 hands. You have
This
both
is-
of your hands.
Oh,
taped.
both of your hands
so
gotta be 40s?
You gotta finish one of them, and then take that one off before you can do anything with that hand. I could do it, but if it ever came to the point where I really had to pee, and it's like what am I supposed? I could
I
hold
believe
it.
the
but-
deal is you're not supposed to take them off your hands until both are finished.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
My pee says different.
The way his pee is set up.
I don't care to see your pee. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a very quick break before we do the last portion of the podcast. We're going to do our little pitch storm thing. But first, a word from whoever... I guess, somebody. A word from a sponsor, somebody that stuck around long enough to...
Say something.
They don't love us.
Sponsor us.
Say something.
If they listen to this
Sponsor
podcast and they're sponsoring us, more than likely it's somebody of ill repute or somebody that didn't care what we're saying.
It's probably a word from our sponsor,
So-
John's Barbecue and Foot Massage.
John's barbecue and foot massage.
John's barbecue and foot massage. Poker in the front, liquor in the rear. All right, so heading into the pitch storm portion of our podcast, we're going to go ahead and draw the cards.
Pitch storm.
Okay, well,
That gotta be the introduction for now on.
go ahead and...
Okay, well, we take the cards. Let's do it again.
What? Do what again?
Well,
Pitch storm. I don't know.
I have nothing else to add to that.
It sounds exciting.
where we pitch your storm, not your test.
That sounded just wrong for no reason. I never seen anything that made sense but sounded wrong.
You can
at
pitch
the
my
same
storm, but don't toss my salad, please. That's all.
Damn.
Just saying.
How romantic we getting here.
Huh? You got two. You just took the one you liked the most.
Gonna-
I didn't.
And I got the notes, and we're going to have
I don't read good.
Mr. Omar read them out.
He's trying to take his daddy watch.
That's my daddy's watch.
Okay. Of what field?
Okay. What?
Oh. A tribe of cavemen hunting for food sleep their way to the top of their field.
Wait, what?
I mean, like, fuck their way to the top of their field?
no, it's
This
slaps.
is a movie about the porn industry.
So this
Yeah,
is, but
it
this is
sounds
a
like
movie
it.
about horny cavemen.
Yeah.
It's cavemen.
A tribe of cavemen hunting for food sleep their way to the top of their field.
Okay. What does it say?
We had this before.
Oh, no. We did that before. Let's try something else. Okay, something in the middle. Here we go. I got it. Oh, no. I got... How many cards do we have here? I keep picking the same things we've already had.
This sounds more suitable. I've got to be honest with you. I don't think there are enough bears in this movie. I think that we're going to put a lot of bears in that movie.
Okay. So...
I'll say more bears. More cowbell.
So this is going to be half porn, half The Revenant.
Yep.
So let's see. If I'm thinking Caveman right off the bat, I want Zach Galifianakis in this movie.
Yep.
Zach Galifianakis, Caveman,
And Zeph
right
Rogen.
Jack Black.
And Jack Black.
So those are the main guys, the main three. And
Yep.
I don't think I've actually seen Jack Black in a movie with either of those guys before.
Well, it's a tribe. So we can squeeze a few more in there.
Yeah,
okay. Who else are we going to scream? Who else are we going to squeeze into that lot?
Dave Chappelle.
Okay, so we
As
need...
a witch doctor.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's the witch doctor. I'll take that. But we need an extreme... let's put Gabrielle Union as the head of the tribe.
She's the leader.
And the people who get sent to the best hunting grounds.
You're not thinking caveman mindset.
I am.
Caveman mindset.
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Because she dictates where
But
you
Gabrielle
get sent.
Union.
Yeah. What's wrong with Gabrielle
Well,
Union?
the other guys that we've picked, you can kind of picture as cavemen. I can't picture her as a cave woman at all.
She's the cave queen.
Oh, we find a way. Don't worry. We got good makeup artists in our production company.
Maybe if we get Michael Dorn's guys out there. You know who Michael Dorn is, right?
I think so.
Worf.
Oh,
From,
okay, yeah.
Star Trek The Next Generation.
So, essentially, she's beautiful and,
Yeah.
to bring back the biggest kill ever.
So we don't have
You
that
get-
issue again. We're going to put these over here.
Yeah, she is.
But you have the
Dwayne Wade, a lucky man.
send us
Let's see.
tickets.
Rival Tribe, headed up by LeBron James. Just put him in there. He doesn't have to have a speaking role. Just put him in there.
Yeah, I see it.
Like the Rival Tribe is all like athletes,
And they're all like warrior tribe, and they're all athletes. You
like
can get
athletes, warrior tribe. These guys, massive vertical, can run real fast. These guys are like top of their game. And then her tribe, the guys that are all running for. So she has two tribes pitting themselves against each other in competition.
We're gonna put Ronda Rousey as the head
of that tribe.
Of the other tribe?
No. We're taking Gabrielle Union out and we're putting Ronda Rousey there, and they have to sleep.
She
with
does
her.
have acting chops. I mean, the Expendables.
They have to. They have to sleep with her for her to teach them how to hunt, so that they can become the best hunters out of them and the other tribe.
Yeah, on that other tribe, we can put George Foreman like at the wise man.
Rhonda,
that is the elder.
Rhonda, if you happen to be listening to this, I just want to make sure that you're not going to snap Zeph's neck for suggesting that you sleep with the
I've
likes
seen
of
you shit your pants.
the likes of Jack Black, Seth Rogen, and Zach Galifianakis.
She's probably a good sport about it. She'll probably be a good sport. She can still kick Zeph's ass, but she's probably a good sport about it.
Okay, we can hope she's a good sport. Okay. So she's the head of our movie.
You
She's the
can kick
queen of the
my ass,
tribe.
but you can't
you're the queen,
But,
Rhonda.
but if she kicks his ass, it'll be fun to watch. I'll break it up after a little while.
I'll start taking bets.
Don't kill him, Rhonda!
Don't kill him.
Bets on what? On how long?
The camera running.
Bets on what? On how long it takes for him to die?
Pass out.
You might be able to kick my ass, Ronda Rousey, but I'm funnier, and I can talk shit for a very long time.
He'll annul you into forgiveness.
There's a lot of ego over here on the other side of the microphone.
Yeah.
Let's barbecue a foot massage.
Shout out to Toby Jones.
Toby Jones.
All right, so do we have any other people we want to use to round out the athletic tribe?
George Foreman could be like an elder in the tribe, like one of those respected elder men.
Right. George Foreman.
I like George Foreman for that.
George Foreman and Michael Jordan. They just they're the tribe elders, and they constantly just conversing back and forth with each other. They don't talk to anybody else.
They talk to each other about other people.
Yes.
Yeah. You're
allowed to listen to them, but they don't talk to you.
Will they have their own language that only the two of them can speak?
It could be George Foreman. Yeah, George Foreman and Michael Jordan probably, or
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Tyson. George Foreman and Tyson.
George Foreman and Tyson.
Tyson would
and they're
work.
just sitting on rocky chairs.
More acting chops there.
Yeah, Mike Tyson could act some.
Some. He's been in a couple of things I didn't mind.
You understand? After that movie, The Hangover, I can hear that song by Phil Collins, "Feeling in the Air Tonight," without thinking of Mike Tyson. This is the part I like here.
Do you realize after watching The China Salesman, I cannot unsee that one scene where Mike Tyson gets punched in the face, and he gets punched in the face by
and the face ripples.
Steven Seagal, and his face just ripples.
Steven Seagal,
ultra slow mo.
The James Bond from Rednecks.
Oh no.
I feel like this one's a hard one to put together.
It's difficult because you're asking the plot there is basically they're supposed to sleep their way to the top of their profession,
which is being a caveman and hunting.
The idea would be that they would sleep
with animals,
the head of their tribe and the head of the other tribe to get ahead in this contest where they're supposed to be gathering food as part of the contest.
Yeah.
Unless they're sleeping with the animals to get to the head of their tribe, and that's just fucking weird.
Or we're looking about this like the complete wrong way, guys.
Okay.
The best hunter in their tribe is disgusting. Like, pretty much looks like a man, but is just a completely disgusting woman. You know what I mean? Like, has a bigger beard than all three of us put together, especially you two, because I can't grow one. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have to find a virtual unknown to play that role.
Missing an eye. You know what I mean?
I could think of a few, but I'm
not
mentioning them.
You know
missing an eye, has like 3 fingers.
You know
on
who
each
did
hand.
a pretty good like grotesque woman? Have you seen oh God, what is the name of that movie? The one where
yeah, that one.
Richard Lewis plays the king with the moles moving around his face all the time. I think it might be Robin Hood Men in Tights, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And Tracy Ullman plays the hag.
True.
So, but essentially, she's the best hunter-gatherer ever. Only she does not like hunting and gathering. So they convince her, they're like, listen, we'll sleep with you.
She just gave up that shit. We'll sleep with you, you teach us.
You teach us.
So she was getting, she was getting laid every day, just teaching guys to hunt and gather.
Right, so you have these montages.
So she was gathering.
I've heard these montages of her teaching them to hunt and gather, and then they cut away for a second, and she's dragging them back over here to the cave.
Yep, by their
one
hair.
At a time.
It's not my night. It's not my night.
She teaches one guy. She teaches one guy to throw the spear, and the guy that's sitting next to her, she clubs over the head, drags him back to the cave while he's practicing throwing the spear.
You throw spear one more time.
I'll be back.
Schwarzenegger?
We should have David Spade in there too, just to have like the little guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who she prefers.
No!
That's it. That's her favorite.
Just dragging him by
That's
the
one she's got the eyes for the entire time.
David Spade.
She's dealing with these guys, but it's like that's the guy that he wants. And that's the one that rejects her all the time.
Listen, I see David Spade doing that type of role in a movie like that, and Tracy Ullman, I see it.
We should do the complete opposite of Joe Dirt for him. In this role, he is like the Adonis of the tribe.
Joe Clean.
he is like the
heartthrob,
the caveman Adonis,
the heartthrob of the caveman. You're a heartthrob among cavemen.
Huh? Mike Soap.
Mike Soap.
It's not Joe Dirt. It's Mike Soap.
Yep. Mike Shampoo.
Because it's caveman. There's no Mike Soap here. You know.
We should probably give him that name. But he's beautiful. Yeah, but his name is.
Gotta make him make the face.
We're gonna end up getting one of this shit published and a movie made out of this shit. So you'll see one day.
We'll work on it one day. One day.
Mark my words.
We have enough time to sit and flesh one of these out.
We're gonna make these movies,
all right.
but not right.
So I think we've kind of run the course of this particular.
Yeah, this particular movie went.
So I'm gonna
flippity floop.
I'm gonna pick a character card here. You cut the deck, pick a note card. You cut the deck and pick a plot card, and then pass them all to me. Nope, we can't do that one.
No, we can't. We shouldn't.
All right. A lot of dead air here. Sorry about the dead air. We're just takes a moment to pick out cards here. I tell Omar to cut the deck. He picks up the whole thing, almost drops it on the floor.
Oh.
All right, no
There's
red
a lot of
cards.
power
Okay.
and reflexes in that almost.
Oh, this one's too like on the nose. Can you pick me another plot?
What do we have? Just so that we can.
No.
Ah. All right. Well, we can do this one if you want, but it's way too on the nose. Ah, there we go. That's better.
What was it though?
Well,
We'll see.
it was two things about aliens. So they it actually matched. It didn't sound funny. There's no weirdness to it. We want something weird, you know. Oh, this should be fun. An astronomer that thinks they've made contact with aliens goes for gold in an Olympic figure skating contest. And the note here is, can we add some edgy racial tension? That's the zeitgeist right now.
Yeah, that will work.
So we need to make edgy racial tension.
So
Okay.
essentially, he thinks he found contact with an alien race, but it's like when Christopher Columbus made it to America and was like, "You're Indians."
We're right, you're wrong.
You're aliens. No, we've been here the entire time. What are you
You're
talking
the
about?
alien.
So like
Okay.
he's like the dumbest guy in the world.
No, because essentially what this guy is supposed to be is he's supposed to be a Olympic level figure skater that's going for the gold.
You don't need to
That
be
also
smart.
is an astronomer in his part time.
Yeah, you don't need to be smart to do either of those. things.
Part-time
You don't need to
astronomer.
be smart to be an astronomer.
Yeah, if I
Yeah, no,
give you
you
a
don't.
telescope and I tell you to look up at the sky, technically you're an astronomer.
Just because I have a telescope does not make me an astronomer.
Doesn't make you not an astronomer.
Me calling myself an astronomer would definitely make me an asshole.
Do you know what the definition of a chef is?
What's the definition of chef?
The head of a kitchen. So you couldn't be in a shit kitchen, be the head of that shit kitchen.
So who's the
you are considered a chef.
So who is the sous chef? The neck of the kitchen?
The next one down.
By that same effect,
The neck.
Yeah.
by default, there is a worst doctor in the world, and tomorrow somebody has an appointment to see them.
What do you mean?
Think about that for a minute. By default, there has to be a worst doctor in the world.
It's true.
And tomorrow, somebody has an appointment to see them. I say
Yeah.
them because it could be a he, could be a she.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sexist when I'm calling somebody a shitty doctor.
And you also don't want to be the one seeing them.
Astronomer. An expert in or
Expert.
student of astronomy. So
I love how you said the expert and or student.
So
Oh,
it could be
astronomy.
either or. So the astronomer could just have a telescope, and he is now picking up little flippity flip books with pictures in them.
His
saying
dibble-dabbling
like,
concepts.
Ooh, that's the moon. Ooh, that's a star.
Kind of like
Ooh,
the
that's
guy with the binoculars
sun.
in the Audubon
And boom,
Society book for birds.
Boom,
He's
you're
a bird watcher.
you're an astronomer. So
It's
you don't-
true. Being a bird watcher doesn't make you a biologist.
No.
However, you could be an astronomer because you have a telescope.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, you don't gotta go to school for that shit. If you guys have a dream, pursue it. Okay?
So who is our astronomer figure skater?
Mark Ruffalo.
You want to put Mark Ruffalo on figure skates?
Because he could do, like, I feel like he could be elegant, but he can also be, like, that crazy side where he's like, I got aliens! You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the wild one.
Okay, I could see that. Let's make this pairs figure skating. Give him a partner.
That's a good one.
This is where the racial tension comes in. He's paired up with somebody that he doesn't want to be paired with.
Yeah.
Well, this is not even, that's racist.
His parents probably
Well,
have a
racial
problem
tension.
with. Probably his parents could have a problem with a Middle Eastern figure skater that wears a hijab.
Okay, well that makes it
Mila
difficult
Kunis.
for me.
No,
Mila-
I mean,
Not difficult. I mean,
Who's that
racial
porn
tension.
star?
They're gonna be on that BS.
You guys all know
Mia
that porn
Khalifa?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You dirty bastard.
They be you both knew. You just wanted to see who
That
knew.
was a trick. That was
You
a
just
trick.
wanted to see who answered.
Hey, look.
But in all honesty, I knew in my mind I wasn't gonna say.
I knew the name. Like there was no doubt there. It's like
Right
wait a second.
away.
Like that Mila Kunis. No,
Got her on Snapchat.
What is it? Oh, dude.
Got her on Snapchat.
You're
Yeah,
nasty.
it's the clean version. It's not that I don't buy into her Snapchat.
Of
I've
course
got her
not.
on
Nobody
Snapchat.
buys into Snapchat.
You
I'm
would
sure
not
there are-
believe how many
I'm
people
sure
are
there-
selling
I'm sure
themselves
there are
on
some
Snapchat. There are too many people selling themselves on Snapchat. It's become
Selling them smells.
the Craigslist of social media.
Wow. The Walmart.
The Walmart of social media.
Right?
In our world.
Where not only can you buy a belt that will break in 3 days, but you can find yourselves a wife wearing the same shirt that you are.
And that belt that broke.
Somewhere.
Is now on her pocketbook for some reason.
Yeah, so Mia Khalifa is the other skater.
So we're giving Mia Khalifa her first legitimate film role. Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't know that. We could look that up. I don't want to know the other. Maybe she's had a legitimate film role before.
Don't care.
You don't want to know?
Don't care. She's just going to show her boobs.
You're ready, Lenny. You knew the name right away, so don't act like you don't want to know. No, I'm just kidding.
I've seen enough of the other stuff. I'm interested in seeing if she's got any acting chops.
Probably so.
He's over there just stuck on the chops.
Yeah, he's looking for chops.
Zeph is not interested in the acting chops. He's just like, he's going to be in the movie.
Speaking of which...
Yeah, just take your top off right now. Well, it's breakfast time. No, it's fine. We
Zeph,
gotta get you prepared for the next role.
The Harvey Weinstein thing has already happened. We don't get to do that to audition people for movies anymore. It just doesn't happen.
That's it. Harvey.
Not that I'd want to, but
Harvey Weinstein messed it up for you.
First of all, this is America.
You know, the more that I sit with you guys here, the more I start to realize that having Miss B here really keeps a lot of this shit in check.
It does.
There are some things that we do not say with a woman present that we are very, very comfortable saying without a woman present.
Haven't.
To all the women listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you sound sorry.
All kinds.
That was some fake old crocodile tears I've ever heard.
Her first porno was in 2014.
Legitimate
Step
role
on video. Put it between Mia Khalifa actress.
No, we're asking legitimate.
Big tit cream. These are her movies, man.
No, we're asking if she's had a legitimate acting role. We're not asking about her porn career.
No, those are all the movies. Like that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just. Okay.
I was looking through them, and guess what?
Never mind. It's time that you took a step up and you got a legitimate acting gig, and we're going to offer it to you as long as you can learn how to figure skate. We're requesting that both of them go through intensive figure skating training. Both of them. They have to. Actually, now that I think about it, I think if you check height-wise, Mia Khalifa might be a little taller than Mark.
She's 5'2".
Is she?
Yeah, she's not really tall. She's just very shapely. She's just very shapely and looks taller, but she seems to be short.
I thought she was a lot taller. Man, she must be doing porn movies with some really short guys.
Or that's your search preference.
Short women with even shorter guys.
5'2". And if you guys are wondering, Piper Perry is 4'9". Angela White is 5'4". John Sins is 6 foot.
John Sins? This is a guy.
Johnny Sins. Yeah,
Sins. You were going through the women, all of a sudden, John Sins.
Google did it to me. Alright.
Google.
Nadia Ali, 5'2". Lana Rhodes, 5'3".
We got anybody that's over 5'8".
We should have all
women?
All these women in this movie.
There's gotta be porn actresses that are over 5'8".
Look for tall porn actresses.
Hey guys, this went from pitch storm to something completely different.
There's one.
Pitch storm to pitch porn.
I think it's I don't remember, man. Allison Tyler. Actually,
Tracy Lords had to have been taller than 5'8".
Allison Tyler is tall.
I think there were a lot of taller women in like 80s and 90s porn than there are.
Yeah, but they also were very hairy.
Lauren Phillips, 5'10". Madison Rose, 5'10". Molly Stewart, 5'11". Bianca Breeze, 5'11".
Okay.
Nicolette Shea, 5'11".
All right, so we've gotten way off track. We're done.
No, I want to find a 6-footer.
A 6-footer? You're close. He's 5'11".
Eve Elwood, 6 feet tall. Let's go to the tallest. Hold on. This is
tallest adult movie actress.
This is something that you guys can bring up in trivia at your house.
All right, Zeph, who is the tallest adult movie actress?
Those are dudes.
Actress. You gotta say actress.
Danica James, 6'2".
Damn.
6'2". That's gotta be like some domination porn right there or something. Just
that's
she's throwing around like 5'5" guys.
Yeah,
Just you down.
hitting guys with other guys.
Hitting guys with other guys.
Yeah.
It's like a very
I feel
specific
like pitch
porn
storm is
slight.
the best thing for the
Oh,
three
God,
of us.
get a guy, and just grab the guy and hit the other guy with him. And somebody at home, yes, beat their asses.
Body slamming booty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Suplex sex.
So,
All right, so let's get back to the movie anyway.
now that you guys have gotten your porn knowledge up a little bit.
Okay, so we have to have their manager, the guy that's put this team together. They've decided this is
Yeah, I can't think of his name off the Yeah, Henry Winkler.
So the guy that played the Fonz.
Yeah.
Okay, Henry Winkler. Yeah, he'd be funny.
But
Though,
he says A a lot.
This has got to be a lot more. Oh yeah, you know what? That would actually be funny. Have him reprise the role of the Fonz for the movie.
He's just an older guy, like the older Fonz.
Fonz at the
Constantly falling asleep.
at the nursing home. Hey.
And he, like, for some reason, like, after, this show goes off air, he ended up becoming a figure skater.
The Fonz becomes a figure skater after years and years of searching for himself. And now is coaching figure skating for the Olympics.
What's the best way to pick up chicks? Figure skating.
That is the only thing he says the entire movie. That is literally...
Everything is terrible that comes out of his mouth. The only words of, like, positivity are A. Like, they land a trick that's so super hard. He's just like, "Hey, get back to work, you fucks!"
So yeah, like getting Henry Winkler to do a truly foul-mouthed role, that would be interesting. If you could get him to do that, because he's like the sweet little old man now. Like everything that he's done with Adam Sandler, he's been like the sweet dad figure.
Yeah, but whatever.
Whatever. I mean, he also had that role as the principal in what was it? The Scream movies. I don't know if it was the second one or the third one. Can't remember. Anyway, okay. So this is an astronomer who thinks he has found aliens.
That's how he initially gets to meet Henry Winkler, because Henry Winkler thinks that he saw aliens at one point in time in his life.
Olympic level ice skating rink near Roswell, Nevada.
Yeah, and he ends up they're talking for a little bit, and there's a nurse there, which is Mia Khalifa. And they're sitting there chatting. And he's like, I definitely saw aliens the other day. Like, I know I saw them. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, fuck you, you fucking scumbag. Blah 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 blah. This and that. And he's like, I remember when I was younger. Like I used to figure skate, and I thought that's what I would do in my life. And then she kind of peeks over, like, oh, I used to figure skate too. And then he's like, I have the best fucking idea ever. Hey. And then he explains that they're gonna enter this.
They're gonna pair up.
They're gonna pair up, and he's like, "Well, don't you think she's a little like,
washed up?
Well, not even washed up. Don't you think she's a little too, sandy for me?" He has to say something like super racist.
Right, there has to be like racial tension of some sort. Like,
yeah.
Or maybe it's not the racial tension between the two of them, but it's tension from other people within the competition. Them being together in the competition, or sort of perceived as a couple.
This was in 2002, post 9/11.
God. So this is up to, like the 2002 Olympics?
Yeah.
Was that a Winter Olympic? Or was that summer?
We'll figure that one out. He's an Olympic
level water skiing.
They're Olympic level, but they're still trying. They're too old to actually be a part of it, so they get like some sort of competition every year.
Sounds good.
I liked.
Needless to say, at some point in time during the competition, her top falls off.
I approve.
Which gets them the gold medal.
The competition. The competition in the movie is Will Ferrell and John...
From Blades of Glory.
Reprising their role.
Oh my god. Yeah, that will be dope.
Bring them back as the competition.
Bring in the big guns.
Right.
Which, at this point, they're too old to be in the Olympics, too. So they're like a subdivision of it.
It's not the Olympics, it's the Elder Olympics. They're going for the gold in the Elder Olympics.
Oh my god. We're going to get in so much trouble.
The old Olympics.
The Olympics.
And Will Ferrell.
Mia's like the youngest one out of the group.
Yeah, it's okay. Like,
It's true.
but so we'll have Will Ferrell and them just like like as kind as can't think of his name, Napoleon Dynamite's character. As kind as he is, him and just Will Ferrell are just like no, like cause this is like 2002, so this is definitely after. Like no, we can't be in that with her. Then they're the racist ones for some reason. And then at the end, they're like, Sandy.
Lord,
that's what they call. That's what they call her the whole movie.
Oh my god,
Sandy Cheeks.
Like maybe her name's like Sandra, and they nickname her Sandy, and she's just not catching on the entire time.
Right. Like look at Sandy.
Why are you getting so mad every time they call me Sandy? It's just short for my name. Do you have any idea why they're calling you that?
Sandy Ahmed.
They say some they throw some Star Wars references out there with the sand people.
Oh, God, what were those called?
Sand people.
It's just sand people?
Yeah.
How imaginative. Sand people. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking
they did that.
I'm thinking of the little guys. The little guys with the cloaks on that looks like little Oompa Loompas with glowing eyes. Because you never see their faces.
Sand people. No, that the worst.
Just sand people. It's like, that's a very imaginative name.
Yep.
Good one, George. Good
Tuscan
one.
Raiders.
Tuscan Raiders.
All right, then.
Informally referred to as sand people.
See, there you go. That's better. Tuscan Raiders. Though, I do feel like these are just guys that just bowled into the Tuscan market for food. Tuscan Raiders.
Pretty much.
All right, so the end game to the movie.
They lose.
Yeah.
They lose?
Yeah.
They lose the competition?
To make it real. To make it a bit more real. That calls for a sequel.
She does
Money, man.
so well. Like, they do so well. But her tits fall out, which, like, it's like a family event. So, like,
automatically disqualified.
They completely do it, and it's like
during a triple axle spinners. Oh, he has her above his head, and she's going around, and all of a sudden, bing! And
like Janet Jackson in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
0-0. 0-0. Team 3 has been disqualified.
No, there's one old guy who's the judge, and he has 2 zeros, but he put 2 dots in between the zeros.
Yep.
So he makes boobs out of the cards,
Yeah.
What's that guy's name from the Adam Sandler movies? Blake, is it Blake Clark?
I don't remember.
He's the guy that plays the Cajun farmer from Waterboy. Mm-hmm. You can't understand him the entire movie.
Man, well, yonder.
You like to see homos naked.
Yeah. That one.
He's in Joe Dare too. He's like,
he is.
Homos are naked.
That's right, he is.
You what? Homos are naked. He's like, you like to see homos naked. He's like, homos are naked.
Both Happy Gilmore movies. Not Happy Gilmore. Happy Madison production movies. But, so they lose in the end. The whole point of the competition is them losing. I don't think either of those teams should win. I think that, like,
they shouldn't, but Will Ferrell in the end, he's like, she has such a nice rack, like, I'm so sorry I've been calling you Sandy, and now he's like hitting on her the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Will Ferrell and John Hader don't win, and
because
Khalifa and Mark Ruffalo do not win. So who wins?
We'll find some real Olympic athletes.
Bring back
athletes.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about older people in this event.
Tonya Harding.
Bring back their legitimate competition from.
Even better. Okay, Bill Clinton, and who is the figure skater that?
Oh my God.
Who's the figure skater that blew Bill?
And we get somebody that looks
There's
nothing
a figure
like.
skater that blew Bill Clinton.
I swear to God, there was.
We look for somebody that looks nothing like Bill Clinton to do his stunts. No. It's gonna be him, but we get somebody that doesn't look nothing like him to do the stunts.
Bill Clinton, and the guy that subs in for him for his stunts is Dave Chappelle.
There you go. Oh boy.
Wearing a Bill Clinton wig,
Oh boy.
And I don't think
shout out to Bill Clinton though.
I don't think that it was
it Monica Lewinsky.
No, Monica. She was an intern. I don't think she was a figure skater.
Oh my God.
I think the only two I can remember is like Paula Jones and. Paula Jones was one of them, but I don't think she was a figure skater. We don't need to do that. Just bring back an actual professional figure skater.
Yeah, Tonya Harding. That goes one.
Tanya Harding?
Yeah.
Bring back Tanya Harding. There you go. Or Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, Nancy Kerrigan. There you go. One of those.
Tanya needs a break. Put her in a movie.
Yeah, she could use a break.
Nancy already had her break, literally.
She did.
Like, quite literally. Thanks to Tanya.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Now that we've made the
worst movie in the world.
that is like that's a dead zero on Rotten Tomatoes if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, but it's gonna make a lot of money.
It's gonna make a lot of money on Pornhub.
Holla at us. Holla at us.
Right? Just that one scene is that 5-second scene at the end of the movie.
That's gonna make
That's
all
it.
the money.
Will Ferrell.
I can imagine the look on his face.
Some kid in the crowd. His mom puts his hands over her eyes. The kid just clocks her in the stomach.
Yeah.
I'm watching, Ma. I'm watching the figure skating.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. He needs to bring that.
Yeah, it's provocative.
No, it's not.
Gets the people going.
Yep.
All right. With that, I
bring people to the theaters.
think we should go ahead and tie up this little
Is it on tight?
Pornhub fest up for the night.
All right, let's do it.
Is what on tight?
You say let's tie it up. I say, is it on tight?
It was untied, just kind of dangling in the wind there.
Tight.
He said dangling.
Much like Jangle Leg.
Jangle leg. All right,
Why did
people.
they call him Jangle Leg? I don't know. You're going to find out first.
If you get a chance, watch the movie Life. Great movie, very strong message. I hope everybody enjoyed this craziness we do all the time. Catch us all in anywhere where there's a podcast, iTunes, Anchor, Podcoin, anywhere. We're there.
And again, visit us on Anchor. You can either sponsor us, so give us a little bit of support, or you can leave us a message to tell us what you liked, loved, or fucking hated. And let me tell you, if you don't like us, the more vulgar the display of hate, the better, because honestly, we want to just put you on our podcast and spit all over you.
Of course, unless you hate Zeph. If you hate Zeph, we don't want to hear it.
No, we want to hear it. We want a little segment. Everybody hates. Sorry to steal that from Everybody Hates Chris, but I want that segment of you guys telling me to go fuck myself, so I can tell you to go fuck yourself.
You know what?
In the right manner, because
That's
that's
what
how
we
you
need.
tell people to go fuck yourselves.
New segment
America.
for the podcast is
Everybody hates
tell Zeph to go fuck himself.
No, not
There you
you
go.
guys. I need everybody else.
No, I mean,
Well, not us.
I need you
No,
guys
why
to be
would
my
we?
supporters.
no.
We'll
love
support you.
I
We'll-
wouldn't tell you that.
But we're going to also play messages where people tell you to go fuck yourself.
Fuck me. No. Fuck you.
And then you get to respond to them telling you to go fuck yourself.
There you
Sound
go.
good?
I'm in.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm in. So,
All right, everybody.
That's the new segment we're working on. Is Zeph over here responding to you guys telling him to go fuck himself.
Or tell me great things that you liked about me.
And he'll still tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I think we'll figure it out.
So either love him and go fuck yourself, or hate him and go fuck yourself.
Either way, you're getting fucked.
By yourself.
Oh, that's why I removed the ribs.